Oh, yes, yes, yes. Potential consequences of failing to negotiate prejudice is demonstrated counsel is ineffective. The last video got turned off, and I don't know exactly how it happened, but I just want to make mention that Speedy had told, yes, approximately 3 months ago, and the psychiatrist was transcribing the actual, yeah. Now, there's a couple other things known as the felonies defined in Title 9A and Title 9 of the Revised Code of Washington State. Yes, those RCWs that you don't have to enforce, that are requirements of law before issuing court orders. Yes. Class A, B, or Class C. Poo-poo. The class of these felonies is either defined explicitly as part of the definition of the offense, yes, or implicitly, based on the statutory maximum period of incarceration. Now, there's the felony washout period, pooch, vacation of conviction record, yeah, and the status of a violence offense. And then there's statutory maximum periods of incarceration and functions of offense classes. Now, felonies defined in Title 9A. You remember the 9As that I was reading to you? Yeah. Well, this manual about exactly how much time you get, like a Class A gets life in prison and a $50,000 fine. Class B gets you 10 years in prison, $20,000 fine. Yes. Class C is only a 5 years in prison and $10,000 fine. Yeah. I spent about an hour and a half going through these. Yes. I was surprised how many felony convictions are available to those that commit crime. It was page after page after page, and as I was going through them, I was reading them. I was like, my gosh, I didn't know they had this many laws. It was frustrating because I was drinking a club soda at a local bar and kind of being by myself using the internet, and I thought it was well, it was very frustrating. See, I had to put these little lines on them, these little blue lines. Yes. Now, a person is guilty of attempt to commit a crime if, with intent to commit a specific crime, he or she does any act which is substantial step toward the commission of the crime. That's called criminal attempt. And then there's an attempt to commit a crime. Yeah. Now, if the conduct in which a person engages otherwise constitutes an attempt to commit crime, it is no defense to a prosecution of such attempt that the crime charged to have been attempted was, under the attendant circumstances, factually or legally impossible of commission. Now, when you think about that, it's kind of like, well, somebody decided to steal an airplane, yeah, while locked in a cage. A Houdini trick. Escape artist. Well, that's really what it means. You actually did have the attempt to steal an airplane while locked in a cage. Now, under the attendant circumstances, factually legally impossible. Now, I know a lot of people have said, well, you can do the impossible. But what the law says here is, well, you really can't. Pooh, the impossible commission of a crime. I tried to prove that various times that I couldn't be in Port Angeles while being in Brennan on June 16th of 2017. You think I'd want to know if they rescheduled the hearing or not, but for some reason my prosecuting attorney doesn't feel. Oh, is it a public? Nobody thought that I should know if there's another court hearing or. Now, this was really important, okay? This is a Class A felony when the object of the conspiratorial agreement to murder in the first degree. Yeah. But then there's a Class B felony when an object of the conspiratorial agreement is a Class A felony other than murder in the first degree. Do you remember when I was telling you about these conspiracies? Yes. That's pretty much what it says. Yeah. If it's a B felony, except for the A, yes. If it's a C felony, then it'd be a B. If it's a gross misdemeanor, it could be a class C. No, wait. When an object is a class C. I was right about that one. Yeah. A lot of people doubted it. Yeah. Now, this VUCSA offenses, attempts, conspiracies, and solicitations, you know, I know that this doesn't have anything to do with drug laws. Right. I mean, there's no substances that you've actually been eating or distributing that are not known as a contraband. Now, conspiracy, and discretion. There's no discretion of the legislature. Yeah. I went online and looked up what VUCSA means. It has something to do with dealing or manufacturing or distributing of controlled substances. But I thought it was an interesting acronym. Ooch. Now, restitution was something that I got excited about. Restitution, generally governed by RCW 9.94A.750. Now, I'm suffering outside right now because the police wouldn't call me. Yes. And you're going to pay for this. Do you understand? You're going to pay for it. Now, I sent you emails and you decided that you wouldn't call my phone number and you wouldn't tell me why it is that I can't. Well, requires a court to order restitution whenever a felony results in injury to a person or damage or property loss. Well, I lost all my property. You took everything I have. I did. I'm now being injured because I'm sitting outside at 2 a.m. in the morning asking myself why there is no police or sheriff's department. Person or damage or property loss. I don't have my property. I'm not able to sleep where I was sleeping. Somebody decided to break the place up, trash it, then fix the fucking door so I couldn't get in. Now, reasons on the record. Restitution may be ordered to pay for an injury, yes, loss or damage if the offender pleads guilty to a lesser offense, yes, or fewer offenses and agrees with the prosecutor's recommendation that he or she pay restitution for any offenses not prosecuted pursuant to a plea agreement. Oh. Now, restitution is based on three factors: easily ascertainable damages for injury to or loss of property. I cannot access my own property. Actual expense incurred in treatment for injury to persons. That would be the replacement of all my teeth that are broken. Yes. And then lost wages resulting from injury. Well, I've documented quite a few innovations. Now, I really got excited when I was reading this about injury. Is based on that lost wages resulting from injury. Oh. Now, you don't seem to think that I'm owed victims' rights or resources, whistleblower resources, informant resources. When I make 10,000 videos and I document crime, for some stupid fucking reason, you don't think you have to pay me. Now, did you want to drive by and give me a voucher for a motel? Sheriff. Uh, Mental anguish. It doesn't include reimbursement for mental anguish, pain, and suffering and other intangible losses. I guess that's why they have tort lawsuits. Pooch. You might not think it's important, property managers, but you decide to take in some garbage bags and bag up the place. Pooch. You decided to bring in a bucket and wash the windows. Yes. You decided to use some of your own personal items to violate the laws. I would say that that's evidence of. Oh, there's a dog barking. Yeah.